All right. Well, welcome everybody to day 3 of Love Your Body Week. We're really excited, and we're so excited to have Jessica Rihal here today, who will be instructing a yoga class for us. So I'm going to share a little bit of background about Jessica, and then I'll pass it over to her. So Jessica is a plus-size yoga instructor and a strong advocate of fitness and wellness for all bodies. Jessica believes that all bodies can be and deserve to be celebrated through movement and enjoys doing so by teaching students how to adapt yoga to the body they're in today with no end goal. Through yoga, Jessica has been able to reconnect with her own body and discovered her passion for movement and exercise for the pure joy of it, and is dedicated to helping others rebuild and redefine their connection to movement and exercise. So without further ado, I'll pass it over to Jessica and we'll get started.
Thank you, Alexandra. I'm so happy to be here and sharing my passion with you all here for this Love Your Body Week. So we're going to get into a nice and gentle yoga practice. Of course, the theme is about not just loving your body, but appreciating your body for what it is without like expectation and mind stuff and ego and how you physically feel about your body, which is kind of a big hot topic. So we're really just going to kind of tap into what you appreciate about your body in the most basic and functional aspect, and kind of hone a sense of appreciation um, for our humanity, our body. So we are going to get started laying down today. I do have some music. I'm going to go ahead and hit play right now. And this practice, this is about self-realization, self-connection. Um, so if at any time you're going through this practice and something doesn't feel good in your body, I'm not offering a suggestion or an alternative movement that seems good to you. This is your practice. I am just a lamp down a dark road, kind of guiding you. There's no wrong way, there's no right way. As long as you are present in your body and your breath, you're finding movements that suit you, even if they don't match me, you are perfect in your practice. So having said that, this is not a competition. This is just a nice way to connect with yourself with some suggested movements. So let's get started. I'm going to find myself on my mat right here. And we're going to be laying down to start with. So find a position that's comfortable for you. It might not feel good to lay completely flat on your back. Might like that. If you have any tension in the low back, keep the knees bent and the soles of the feet on the ground. As you settle into the earth, start to focus on the parts of your body that are connected with the ground. And notice if there's any tension that you are unnecessarily holding on to. So an example, if you're feeling any tension or dis-ease in your low back, you might be clenching. You might be clenching your glutes, or maybe your jaw. If you find you're picking up tension to compensate in other parts of your body, just find the awareness of that. And give yourself some space to soften, to find a position that's more comfortable. Wherever your head is, just gently rock it from side to side, nice and slow. Just kind of giving the back of your skull a little massage. And if you're feeling disembodied, if you're feeling like the movements don't make sense or they feel funny, think about just kind of dropping one ear a little bit closer to your shoulder or to the earth, and then the other one. And you change our perspective, sometimes it makes the movement make a little more sense. So nice and slowly, letting gravity be the momentum here as you round on the back of the head here. Shoulders are soft, feet are soft, expression on the face is soft. Roll one more time onto each side, and we'll come back to center. Come back to center here. And if your feet are not on the mat, let's bring them onto the mat. Knees pointed up towards the sky here. And walk your feet as closely as you can into the body and still find comfort. Then we're just going to bring the hands to the middle of the body and drop the knees to one side. The knees might be hinging off the ground a lot, like mine are, or they might come all the way down. Accepting wherever your body is in this moment. Slowly move to the other side. And you'll notice as you shift from side to side, if you press the knee down that's on top, the higher knee, you'll get a nice quad stretch. So gently just start to wake up the body, rolling to the outside and the inside of the feet, drawing the knees down, finding something you like about this movement, this stretch. And allow the breath to move with your body. So inhale on the way up. And exhale as you drop the knees to one side. Vice versa. And if you find your mind start to wander to another place, away from being in this body, finding this movement, bring your awareness back to the sensation underneath your fingertips, or the sensation in your nostrils of the breath coming in. Get lost in your senses if you start to wander away. Come back to center. Bring the arms down. Draw the feet just a little bit closer together if they're wide, if they're far apart. Guys, gaze comes right up to the ceiling here. Drop the palms down towards the earth, and we're gonna raise the right leg up. So maybe your leg comes like all the way up. If that feels really tight on your hip flexors or inaccessible, just come up as far as you can. You don't want to struggle, we just want to feel it. And that's gonna look different in every body. So just breathe here, find your length in your leg and make some circles with the ankle in one direction and then the other. Imagine you're painting the wall or the ceiling, paintbrush between your toes. Articulate the movement in the ankle. And then bring the hands to the top of the knee or underneath the knee and draw that knee into the body. Or to the outside of the body if that gives you more space. And just take a few breaths here, maybe gently move from side to side. And then drop the right leg down, and we'll find that same movement on the other side. So left leg comes up nice and slow. Flex the toes towards your face and press the heel up or out. Find your circles. Keep the breath moving. Notice if you hold it here or if it starts to get shallow and short. In that breath, the moment you feel it losing its momentum, come back. Let's draw the knee in. Nice little hug here. Wiggle from side to side, open that hip up a little bit. And then let's draw the left foot down. to the ground. And we're just going to articulate bridge movement here. So keeping the soles of the feet on the ground. Walk them a little bit closer, knees point up towards the sky. Shoulders relax and melt down. Arms come down, palms are down. On the inhale, press into the soles of the feet. Squeeze the knees together a little bit and start to lift the hips off the mat. They don't have to come up. They don't have to come up a lot. They don't have to come up at all. As long as you're lifting and you feel this in the soles of the feet and in the quads. And if your hips do come up, maybe press into the shoulders a little bit and bring the hips up a little further. And just breathe. Relax through the toes if your hips are off the ground. Find the support and the strength in the quads and the back. One more breath. And exhale, relax. Start to bring the hips all the way back down or further down into the earth. Take a big inhale. Exhale, roll over to one side. We're going to prepare to come up to a seat. So take your time. Come up nice and gently. And meet me on hands and knees for tabletop position. So if we don't like hands and knees, if the knees are tender or sensitive, you can always bring like a blanket or a towel up underneath the knees just to add some cushion. Plant the palms down. We want to make sure there's enough space in the middle of the body. So kind of assess yourself. If your hands are very close to your knees and you're doing one of these, it's not going to give you enough space to move your spine. So make sure the hands are at least under the shoulders. You can walk them further ahead of you to take some pressure out of the wrists if you want to. Gaze is down here. Spine is nice and long. We'll start with an inhale. Dip the belly down and tilt the pelvis back. Chest and gaze comes up. And on the exhale, round through the spine. Tilt the pelvis in towards the chest. Chin comes down. Relax the head. Inhale for cow. Dip the spine down, belly dips down. Exhale, round up for cat. Press the ground away. Find this at your own pace, just for a few more breaths, finding movement that makes sense to you, that you like. You can wiggle from side to side, you can sway your hips. You can even press back. Extending through the arms and sending the hips back towards the heels like a child's pose. Yogi's choice. Find a way to move that feels good, even if you don't look like me. Even if you're not moving like me. Find a few more breaths here. And come back to a neutral spine here. So spine is long, just like we started. Look down at your palms, look down at your hands. Middle finger should be pointed straight up. So fix that alignment if your hands are like splayed outwards or maybe even inwards. Fingertips are opened up nice and wide. And then make sure your palms are as wide as your shoulders, at least. Find your feet here. Curl the big toes under on both feet. Curl the toes under. Take a big inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to use our toes to shift our weight forward, lift our knees up, and then send our weight back towards our heels, downward facing dog. You can stay on your knees for this. So if that is too much on your wrists or you don't like it, stay down on the knees in kind of a half child's pose. Otherwise, lift up here, shake out the head, take a nice deep breath, maybe pedal out the knees a little bit. Think of pressing the torso back towards the tops of the thighs and the sits bones or the butt up towards the sky. Big inhale, sigh it out. Bend through the knees, step the feet wide. Take a breath. Exhale, start to step forward 1 or 2 or 3 steps, or walk your hands back and slowly make your way towards the front of the mat in your forward fold. We're going to move through a standing sequence here with a lot of emphasis on a forward fold. So if you feel very tight in the back of the legs, in the hamstrings, this is a great place for props. I have 2 blocks here. You can use like a candle and a water bottle. It doesn't have to look like this. You can use whatever you have for support. A stool, a chair. We're going to revisit this a lot, so find any props that you might need. On the next inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the thighs or the knees. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. The spine is nice and long here. The gaze stays down. Exhale, melt down again. Think of dipping the rib cage down to the thighs. Release the hands or let them rest on your props. On your next inhale, bring the arms back behind you. Lift all the way up. Upward salute. Bend into the knees. Lift with the glutes. Bring the arms all the way up. And gaze comes down. Exhale, hands to heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum here. Close your eyes. Find the beating of your heart. It should be a little detectable here, if not a lot. You should feel it. 3 breaths here, nice and deep and slow, connecting to that beating heart, connecting to this amazing body that you're in. Soften the expression on your face. Accept this skin, accept this body, accept this ability that you have today. It's all that you have. You don't have yesterday, you don't have tomorrow. You have right now, and there's joy, and there's love. There's pleasure to be had in this body. Release the hands down to the side. On the next inhale, upward salute, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Forward. Bend through the knees if you need to. Take a breath here. Next inhale, lift halfway. Lift the rib cage up, extend the spine, gazes down so the back of the neck is nice and long. Yes, exhale, release. Melt down. Inhale, swoop the arms back behind you. And we're gonna sit the booty down and hang out for a while in chair pose. So nice bend. Try to bring the torso up as much as you can, okay? So this is difficult for everybody. This is not an easy one to hold this squat. If the knees are struggling, lift up a little bit more. Keep a micro bend. If you're not feeling it, take those feet, heel toe them together a little bit and sit a little bit tighter. Maybe even lift up onto the balls of the feet. Take a breath wherever you are. Exhale, release, fold down. Inhale, lift up. Reach out nice and gently. Full extension on the hip flexors here. So maybe lift one heel and then the other and press down. Exhale, hands to heart center. And release. One more time. Inhale, reach up, upward salute. Chin stays glued down towards the chest. Neck is long. Exhale, melt down, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Take an exhale here, hold it for just a moment. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Lift the rib cage up. Shoulders roll away from the ears. Neck is long. Exhale, fold down, nice and slow. Inhale, chair pose. Find this slowly. It doesn't have to match the first two that we did. It can look different. Squeeze those thighs together. If they're trembling, squeeze them together. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lift up. All the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Press the thumbs into the heart center again. Find that connection to your body, your breath, your beating heart. And so between the body, your heart, your breath, and then there's you, your consciousness that's driving the whole thing, right? Take a look inside to the connection between the breath and the heart, the breath and the body, with your consciousness, without any ideas or conditions or biases. And just look at how amazing, look at how much power you hold. The ability to regulate, to slow this breath, how it influences or impacts the rate of your heart. Release the hands down to the side. We'll step towards the front of the mat if we're not already there, and we'll get right into a standing warrior two sequence. So we'll start by stepping back on the right foot. So nice big step back on the right foot. Right foot, the knife edge will be flush with the short edge of your mat. Gonna bend into that front knee. So the hips are kind of be squared off towards, northeast or even the center of the mat. Bring the hands to the hips and find your ideal placement where you feel strong and connected, but still like you're working, right? So it's not super easy. Find that setting in your body, and then bring the arms out. Palms reach in opposite directions. If your arms are up here, drop them down. You want these muscles right underneath the armpit to be doing all the heavy work. Reach those palms. Fingertips are active and engaged. We keep the bend in that front knee, and our gaze comes over the middle finger. So once the gaze is aligned, you might notice any adjustments that need to be made. Imagine there's a broomstick behind your back running along your shoulders, and kind of use that as a mental guide. One more breath here. Exhale, reverse warrior. Back hand comes to the back thigh, front arm reaches up. Think of the pinky driving your arm up and over here and spiral the palm backwards. So you feel this in the rib cage, in the side body. Reverse back to warrior two. Take a breath. Hands come to the waist here. Lengthen through that front leg. And we're just going to take this to the other side. So you can step forward here and then step back with the left foot. Or you can just follow me, and the front foot becomes the back foot here. Bend into the opposite side of your mat, into the opposite leg. Bring the arms up. Relax the shoulders down. We're finding that soft, gentle medium between overextending and just finding the movements to find them. So the Sattvic route, the middle road, where we're working, but not so much that we can't be present, that we can't find our breath. Take a big inhale, and on your next exhale, reverse your warrior. Open up the ribcage with the pinky. Inhale to warrior two. Ooh, lengthen through that front leg here. And then let's bring the toes forward and heel toe the feet in a little bit together. So we have like a wide-legged stance here. In fact, heels come in slightly, toes out slightly. Hands come to the tops of the thighs. So right where your body, your torso, your belly, whatever meets your thighs, wedge your hands into that space. If you got body in the way, you can't find the creases. Really get your hands in there. Soft bend in the knees, so we're not bending completely, just a soft bend. Press the hands down on your flesh, and then slide back as you bend into the knees, and baby, that opens up some space that you didn't know was there. Take a seat. You can keep your hands here, roll the shoulders back, or you can bring the hands to heart center and just take a breath. Maybe sit a little bit deeper on the second breath. Keep the torso as upright as you can. Inhale, drop the arms out and up, lengthen through the legs. Let's pivot the toes forward slightly again. And on your next exhale, we're gonna fold forward. So slight bend in the knees. This is a great place for props or anything that would bring the ground a little closer to you if you need the softness. And just take a few breaths here. Relax your face, relax your chest, relax your neck. We're hanging out in this forward fold, or we're not, right? There's no in between. We don't have to worry about what's next. You know, I'm here for guidance, but ultimately you are the teacher. So if you need a rest, come back up, standing with hands at heart center, or hang out here for just a few more breaths. If you're finding any anxiety or anxiousness here, let it bubble to the surface. Let it spill over. Let your breath deliver some of that out of your body. On your next inhale, hands to the thighs or to the waist. Slowly come up with slightly bent knees and a long spine. Really pressing in to all four corners of the feet. All the way up, reach the arms out for five-pointed star. Gaze comes down. And then let's pivot on the leg we started on. So pivot the left leg, or it might be your right, out towards the side. This back leg will stay the same, and you might need some more space here. So we want to feel this in our hip flexor that's pointing forward. Arms stay out here. Now we're just gonna start to kind of tilt to one side, bring our hands to the top of the knee or the shin, and reach the opposite arm up. Just coming as far as we can, hold it and still breathe. If you want to come all the way down, you certainly can. Yogi's choice. Inhale, lift up, press into the feet. Use the hips and the core, hands to the waist. We'll find that on the other side. So do a switcheroo again, or a step forward and back on the other side. Take a moment to get your setup right. Bring the arms out. And on your exhale, start to find triangle shape on the other side. So if you notice one side is more open or more sticky than the other, there's no story to be told. It just is what it is. Bodies just are like that. We like to fool ourselves on perfection and, symmetry, but it's not the case. It might look that way. It might look like it should be the same or it could be the same, but it almost never is in nature. If you zoom into a fractal really close under a microscope, you will see small inconsistencies. Lift on the next inhale, come back to 5-pointed star. Toes are pointed forward. Gaze comes down, chin towards the chest. Take a breath. And remember, relax the shoulders, okay? We're still working, we're still super active in the body, but not every single joint and muscle needs to pull to do the work. Draw the arms up and overhead. Big inhale here. Exhale, open the arms to goalpost arms. Inhale, reach out, send the arms nice and long. And on the exhale, draw the arms back as much as you can so that you feel like the shoulder blades are kind of pinched or inching towards each other and your chest starts to open up. Maybe it feels good to look at the ceiling. Take a breath, and on your exhale, we're gonna lift the arms and draw them forward. Round the chin down to the chest, and think of pressing the space between the shoulder blades out behind you. So kind of opposite, almost similar to cat-cow, but we're standing. Inhale, slide the palms back into heart center. You're gonna step the feet in just a little bit closer together. Shake out the legs, drop the arms, shake it out. Come back to center. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Move nice and slow. Inhale, draw the arms out wide, so just extend them. And back a little bit. And exhale, draw the arms together, round through the shoulders. Fingertips point forward, rather aggressively. And inhale, slide the palms back into heart center, lift the chin. Exhale, drop. One more time, that sequence a little faster. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, open the arms up. Maybe reach back, maybe look to the sky. Exhale, draw the arms together. Press the shoulders back. Fingers press forward, chin to the chest. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, sigh it out. Let's keep our hands here for a minute. Shake out the feet just a little. Lift up the heels. Give it a little wiggle. Drop the arms. We're gonna come right into some balancing postures, really simple. So if you struggle with balance for any reason, grab a wall, grab a chair. It's not a competition. This is about igniting this body as like a single unit, without ego, without intrusive thoughts. So do what you need to do to get here. Hands to heart center to start. Relax the face, take a clearing breath. Ground your feet, so lift your toes up. And then plant them down with intention. Feel the toes gripping on the mat. Gaze comes to a focal point. We call this a drishti. Find something that you can stare at. It can be a line on the ground or a speck of dust or something. It can be anything. And as you take the next breath, transform into that stillness. We'll start on the left side. So really lift the left toes up, plant them back down, lift the right heel off the mat so that you're on the ball of the feet. So we can stay here. If this is enough, let this be. If you want to find some more, maybe start to come to the toes and then maybe lift that knee up into alignment with the hip. So if you're here and you're struggling, flex the floating toes up towards your face, press the heels down, and press that big toe mound down into the earth that's grounding you. If you come out, come back in, or try a different variation. Be focused on your focal point. Draw strength and integrity and stillness and acceptance from that focal point. One more breath. Point the toes. If the leg is floating, slide it down, release the hands. Shake out the grounding foot or roll the ankle out. And we're going to get right into this on the other side without hesitation. Hands to heart center. Lock your drishti in. Ground through the opposite foot. Start on the ball of the foot. Set an intention to not give up. Bring the knee up if you like. Soften your face. Roll the shoulders back. Lift that knee up a little more if you are opting to do so. Ooh, one more breath. You got it, you got it. I see you. Point the toes. Slowly drop the foot. Drop the arms. Shake it out. We're gonna stay standing here. Come back to center. We're gonna start with the first foot. So plant that foot down. We're finding tree pose here. Hands to heart center once again. Really press the thumbs into the chest. Elbows are out. And we're going to come to the ball of the foot on the right side this time and open the knee up to the side of the room. So this knee can rest here on the ankle. Or you can bring it into your shin or your inner thigh. If you have like knees that are made of silly putty, that's cool too. Just don't press into your knee joint. And we'll take the same mechanics that we just did with the one-legged mountain here. So we're pressing the big toe mound down into the earth. We're pressing the foot into the leg. We're finding our focal point. We're not giving up. We're keeping the hip open to the side of the room. So notice your knee's gonna wanna start to draw forward. And correct that as you find that you're doing that. And you can release your hands here if you feel stable, if you feel like having fun, feel like knocking yourself over, all of the above. Last breath here, wherever you are. And then we'll come back to center, step down, shake it out for just a breath or two. And then let's find our tree on the other side. So find your variation here. And remember, it does not have to look the same on each side. This is a safe space for our body. There's plenty of opportunity to feel bad, to feel like we're not enough, to be judged and to judge ourselves. Off of this mat, outside of this class, it happens all day, whether we want it to or not. So this is our space where we are just accepting and we're grateful for where we're at in this moment. Embrace the quivering, the shaking, the unsteadiness. Accept it. And find one more breath here. Release. Come back to center. Step to the front of the mat here. Let's reset the back here with a standing vinyasa, like we started the standing sequence with. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down, bend into the knees. Surrender the head. Halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up. Gently come up, nice and slow. We can do anything fast, almost anything. Hands to heart center. But when we slow down, even very simple things become laborious. You start to recognize how much strength and an ability it takes to just stand. So we're moving nice and slow to tap into that. Release the hands. On the next inhale, upward salute, draw the arms up. We're doing this 2 more times. Exhale, fold. I want you to find a sense of intoxication with each little movement. Each simple movement you've taken for granted. Inhale on the halfway lift and exhale to fold. Reach up on an inhale, lift yourself up. Pay attention to the way it feels to stack your spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Pay attention to that subtle shift when you tuck your chin down towards your chest and the back of your neck starts to elongate. Hands to heart center on the exhale. Close the eyes here. Take a full breath. Elbows point out. Release the hands. 1 more time, a little faster. Inhale, reach up. Expand the chest. Exhale, fold. Shrink. In on yourself. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, rib cage down towards the top of the thigh. Stop here. I know I said a little faster, I lied. Hands come to the back of the thighs. Bring the fingertips and just kind of slowly drag them from the backs of the legs. Find that sensation, feel the strength. Next inhale, draw your body all the way up, stacking your vertebrae on top of each other. Maybe a little back bend when you come to the top, if that feels appropriate. Hands to heart center. Drop the hands down, blink the eyes open, stand to the front of the mat again. You're gonna find another standing warrior sequence. A little bit faster since we're warmed up now. So stepping towards the front, step back with the right foot. Again, warrior 2. We were just here. So plug in, arms come up. Gaze comes over that middle finger. Inhale, reach forward. Keep the lower body the same and reach forward like somebody's got a $100 bill and you just need to grab it. Reach forward. Ooh, come back to warrior 2. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Shoulders back over the hips. Inhale, reach. Ooh, shoulders back over the hips. Let's lengthen through that front leg again. Arms come up again. And let's find that triangle posture. 1 more time. I want to think of this top hip or this hip on the outside towards the back as coming up towards the sky. So think that there's like a string attached and you're pulling it up with the back hand. Come back to warrior 2. Shift to the other side. Take your time. Get grounded. Inhale, reach forward. Yeah. $100 right there. Back to warrior 2. Shift the shoulders forward, keep the arms strong, the lower body stays strong. Back to warrior. Last time. Hands to the waist. Lengthen through that front leg. Find your triangle. Remember that string. Come back up, warrior 2. Bend into that front knee one last time. Hands to the waist. Ooh, step the feet together just a little bit here. Roll off the ankles. Let's step towards the front of the mat one more time. And we're gonna make our way down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Maybe a little back bend here. Maybe look up, arms reach back slightly. And on the exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, melt the body down. Plant the hands down onto the mat here, or onto blocks if you have them. And we'll step back for downward facing dog. Shake out the head. Any movement that feels good here, that's fine. I like to come up to my toes and then press one heel down dramatically and bend into the other knee. And that feels really good in my lower body. And we'll come back to our knees. Take your time. Come down with intention, with ease. We're not in a rush here. And we're gonna find a seat, an easy pose seat. I love to sit up either on a folded blanket or on a pillow. I have a bolster pillow that I'm gonna use. But find whatever feels good for you. If you have a hard time sitting in easy posture because it's hard on your back, having something under your hips really alleviates that. If you have a hard time because you have a knee injury, this isn't gonna help you that much. It might, but if that's you, just extend your legs. Find whatever feels good. You can sit in a chair. It's not a big deal. Find your comfort. And what we're looking for, again, is a long spine. So with your comfortable seat, find where your eyes land naturally when you're sitting up tall, when your shoulders are over your hips, when the back of your neck doesn't have a funny curve to it, because you're looking in a neutral place, not looking down at a screen or up at a screen. So find that neutral place in the back of the neck. Soften your jaw, soften your brow. Bring the hands to the body, especially if your mind is taking you on a journey, taking you away from your practice. Fingertips on the body. Breathe in. Feel that expansion. Feel the rib cage move apart, nice and slightly, ever so gently. Feel your chest kind of expanding. And if it feels good, close your eyes here. And you can relax your hands if you want to. We're just going to practice breathing, and the hope here is to expand the inhale to the count of 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, pause, and then try to release that exhale for the count of 4 as well. And if you can, try to release the exhale to the count of 5 or the count of 6. You don't have to. But extending the exhalation a little bit longer than the inhalation promotes the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest, the place that you get to right before you fall asleep. We can mimic that for breathing exercises. Feel the roundness of the inhalation, the subtleness of your body kind of shrinking back into the earth on the exhalation, surrendering. the space, even if so brief, never noticed them before. Space between the two. There's a pause between the inhalation and the exhalation. Usually something we take for granted. Usually something we don't notice. We call those kumbhakas in Sanskrit. And I like to think of those spaces as the brief moments when your physical self is sound perfectly and perfectly fulfilled and needing for nothing, even if it's just a millisecond. With our intention on our breath practice, our focus on prana, we can extend those moments a little bit longer, to a second, maybe two, just to honor them, just to notice them, just to uncover the spaces where our bodies are purely magical. A few more moments to finish this round of breath. Leave your eyes open here. Roll out the neck. One direction and then the other. Let your head be heavy here, like gravity. Do the work just like in the beginning of practice when we were laying on our back, just rolling on the back of the skull. Using gravity, use gravity here to open the neck up. Come back to center. Fingertips are on the earth or on your props. Flip them out towards me and up towards the sky. Keep your chin neutral. And on the exhale, we're going to grab the opposite knee with the hand and just find a little twist here. So you can have one hand behind you. Just twist. Take a few breaths. Gaze comes down. The next inhale, release the fingertips and come back to center. Exhale, opposite direction. So we can use our hand on our knee here as leverage to get a little bit deeper. The twist. And think of taking the shoulder behind you and rolling it back a little bit further. Maybe the gaze comes behind. Back to center, arms up, gaze up. And exhale, fold forward, fingertips down to the earth or to your thighs or to your props. And just kind of fold over. Walk the hands back to the body here. And let's find our way onto our back supine position, just like we started. So on the back, soles of the feet down towards the earth, knees up towards the sky. And we're gonna windshield wiper our knees again. So just like in the beginning, drop the knees over to one side and then the other. And you can play with the positioning of the feet, so either sliding them further away or closer to the body. You can have the feet close together or wide apart. Everybody's anatomy is different, and we have a different experience physically in our body. And back to center here. Soles of the feet still down on the ground. We're going to extend the left leg. Keep the right leg bent and bring the knee up, foot up into the sky. Left hand comes to the right knee. Right hand comes out. And then just guide this knee across the body. And if you're hinging uncomfortably, kick the foot out, find the ground, find a pillow, find a chair. And we want to try to keep the shoulders planted on the ground. So if you come too far and you feel like your right shoulder is hiked off the ground, undo some of it, come back a little bit. Find a new position for your foot. Anchor down and bring the gaze over to the right side. Open up that chest and the side body. Release any tension that comes up in your hips. Let it go with the next exhale. Come back to center. Left leg bends, right leg extends. Right hand to left knee. Bring that left leg up first. And find your supine twist. Keep the shoulders planted. Get creative with the lower body. I have my foot on the wall because it feels good and it's in the way. So you can get creative. Gaze over to that left hand. Come back to center. With control, slide the feet away from each other or keep the soles on the earth and the knees bent, and find your final resting posture, Shavasana, for the next few minutes. Take another moment here. Allowing the body to rest. Allowing your mind to open up to any place that's worth venturing to. And allowing this practice, this movement, this intention on breath to be an offering of gratitude to our body in its very basic form, its basic sense of being able to carry you through the things that you ask of it through this practice, through this and so much more. And as we're on the topic of gratitude and acceptance and recognition of our body and the truly amazing, miraculous things that it does for us without us even realizing or asking, think of just the first thought that's acceptable. When you think of what is it that I enjoy about my body, what is it that I love or appreciate about my body, and it can be simple and mundane, it can be huge and grand. The first thing that's positive, hold on to it and grab it. Meditate on that thought, that idea, that phrase, that one thing for the next 3 breaths. Your eyes still closed here. Allow your face to make a smile. Let each corner of the mouth curl up into a smile. A peace offering of gratitude. Gently roll over to one side. Take a nice deep breath to give you some momentum. Find a seat or close our practice together here. Comfortable seat, eyes closed, hands to heart center if you wish. And take a nice inhale together, and I will offer the sound of Om. You don't have to join with me. Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Peace, 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 and perfect peace. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the end of our practice together. I hope that you feel physically and mentally strong and grateful for your vessel. My name is Jessica Rihal. Again, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I hope to see you at another class virtually in the future.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you. Have a
Really
good
great to have you here. So appreciative of your presence.
Thank you for having me.